Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Blue Jay Acres. I am Noelle, this is Charles, and today we thought we'd just do a really quick video to just kind of let you see where we are on our gardens this year and what they're looking like. And I brought a basket because there's a few things I need to gather. And yeah, look at the cornfields are huge.
So literally 9 feet tall. Hang on. I cannot reach and I can touch an 8-foot ceiling.
They are so huge.
It's just not our corn.
No, it's a farmer that rents out our neighbor's property. Now unfortunately we did not get to corn this year or to our watermelons. That didn't happen. But here's a look at what we did get to. Okay, so here's what it's looking like so far. Yeah, I told you guys we kind of neglected things in the last video, that it was a rough kind of time. We still need to stake some stuff up. He's showing you, but we do got plenty of tomatoes growing. So we got overflow of tomatoes planted here.
This was an unplanned, this is one plant. It's unplanned. I didn't have room for it in the main garden, so I put it here to see if it would survive, and it did great. And then here is parsley. It did not do that great. We had a lot of things not do great this year. I think it's been a mix of the heat as well as everybody else. I got a tiny bit of parsley. I will replant some of that. So I want to go on record for saying this bed's partially empty.
Oh heavens.
Partially empty.
Here I've got dill. It is starting to go to seed. So I need to get some of that cut and dried.
This was not like this 2 days ago.
Oh, it was.
Not like this.
It's definitely gone more because we had so much rain, but we're not complaining about the rain. It's a good thing. But yeah, I need to get this dried out and then I'll just plant some more. And then what do we got going on in here?
This is a couple of zucchini that I didn't have a place to put, and I know these beds are not the ideal place for anything vining, but I would rather deal with the vining and the grass than not, because we get the food.
Right, because what we had in here was we had tried to plant mint and it did not come up.
Right.
He actually has a little printout, so we kind of labeled what we did this year. So last year we didn't and we forgot. So now we have a little printout of what we planted.
Yep.
So in this round bed right here, we have our okra. And again, everything is just coming in, but it's coming in late. That is coming in. We don't have any okra yet. We haven't had any of our big flowers. They have the best flowers. It looks like one died.
Well, yeah, it got knocked off. I'll bet because of the storm last night.
And then over here is amaranth. And that is starting to actually come up. We've never grown it. Look at this. It is so beautiful though. I definitely want to grow this again.
Here, I'm going to stand. I am 5'10", and I'm standing at the same height as the amaranth.
Back there, yeah. It's so beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It adds such a beautiful color. I know I was seeing some over there. It just adds such a beautiful color to the garden.
Something is definitely having some lunch.
Bugs have been eating everything. Okay, and then we're gonna go into these beds here are long beds. So here is my cilantro. Again, I need to pick some cilantro and get it dried and ready. Here I got basil.
You got white sage on this side.
It did not come in. That's all cilantro.
Oh, this is all cilantro?
Yep.
Okay.
And then I've got basil here in both of those rows. Here is the yellow squash. Now the yellow squash is doing great. I got to get in here and get some of this squash picked. So I'll probably give him the camera and pick some of this yellow squash that we got ready. But that's a good big one.
You want this one?
Yeah, you can grab that one.
Twist and pull or just pull?
Either way. But yes.
You want me to hold the basket?
We've got a few, so I'll pick that real quick. I should have brought a bigger basket.
Indeed. That's heavy.
Hello, Goose. Over in here yet.
All right, hang on to that one for just a second.
Okay. And we have about 5 of these already in the house. He's gonna be my carrier of the baskets. I said I should have brought a bigger basket. I guess we're not gonna get a lot more right now while we're showing you guys.
My biggest fear is that it's heavy and I'm gonna get squashed.
You're full of it.
I
am. So we got some beets. I already did pick some and I got them in the freezer. So here's just a few remaining beets. They're probably getting close to being ready. And then what do we have here?
If I'm correct, this is spaghetti squash.
Okay, and this was originally zucchini.
Yes.
But our zucchini did not grow at all. Not even a drop.
So the plan is I will get in an arch in here so the spaghetti squash can get up the arch.
And some of the peas. Now we will replant peas. We just have a few that popped up here. I'm getting all dirty before we take Luke for his haircut. But I do have some, you know, that are coming in that are ready for me. We'll have those with some Asian food. Cook it up.
So I had this marked as peas and turnips, but I think I got peas on, I had peas on this side.
Yeah, that was turnips and they never did grow. Okay. That's just some weeds right there.
That makes more sense than what I had.
We still got some weeds here we need to get taken care of. Here we have green beans. So as you can see, I've got to get out here and pick some green beans. We definitely have some in here. And then what is this supposed to be?
Well, the list said it was supposed to be oregano, but that clearly is not.
No, then oregano. It wasn't oregano. I don't think you did the list right. I don't think you wrote down my list right, because I did it all. Oregano would have been down here with spices.
That's what I would have thought.
So I'll have to look up and see what I planted here. And again here, what did it say was here?
Well, I had, all the items from the green beans down were supposed to be lettuce, spinach, green onion, and sage.
Okay. Well, so here is spinach that's kind of gone to seed.
And that's
here is some lettuce that I am picking and we are getting taken care of. Here,
so what's all this?
I'm not sure.
Did we plant 2 kinds?
Maybe it's some kind of kale. No, I don't think it is. I'm not sure. But anyway, here is sage. Is right here. And this is big weeds that need to go out.
Yes.
No green onions grew.
Right.
And then in this bed, what was supposed to be here?
This was lettuces. You got some lettuce out of it, I think.
Nope, that was the other one.
Is that one?
Yep.
Then this one, and that one had your spinach that got all eaten, right? So I do not remember what was in here because I cleared it out.
Okay. Well, I had stuff planted in here as well. And it did not grow. So in here are squashes. And let's see, here is one of our potato beds. Now the issue we had with our potato beds is we have 2 of them. We have another one over there. Is the cats got in them and used them as a litter box a lot. And we got to figure out how to keep them out.
This one I think I had 2 issues. 1, cats, you're right. 2nd, the Kennebec potatoes that I planted, I tried to cut them and let them cure for like 2 days. And they got slimy and mildewy in that 2 days. So I don't think a lot of it.
That might be some of it. Well, this bed looks better than the other one.
Yes, this one looks good. It's flowering.
Zinnias.
Starting to die back.
Yes, I love them. I love them. And I have marigolds everywhere. And I did plant all that from seed. It's just, it's taking forever for the flowers to come up.
Months for that.
Yeah, it's taken forever. And this last year was like way up here, like as tall as you can go. Yep. And it's not. Over here, I forget what was planted, but nothing grew.
Yeah, this is pie pumpkin now.
This is now my pie pumpkins.
I think sugar pie.
Yeah, so here was garlic. Now you guys, we planted over 100 cloves of garlic. And we lost all but like 5 garlics because of that freeze that came. We had a really bad freeze that came and it just killed everything. So we did not get the garlic that we had planted last fall. Very little did we get. So this bed, after the garlic came out, became more, I think it's pumpkins in this one as well, right?
Yes, this is Halloween pumpkins.
So that's pumpkins. So we'll see what happens, how they grow. Yeah, like he pointed out, it is starting to flower. So hopefully all is good there. Here is another one of our potato beds. Again, does not look great. I think we just had issues with the critters.
Yeah.
Then over here is cucumbers, which we need to come out and pick some. There was beets all along here and radishes, and I did get those. They did come in. I see lots of cucumbers that need to get picked.
Yeah, you got a lot of these that are dying back now.
Yeah, they're just going to. But see, right by you, that's the huge one. That pickling is too big. So anyway, I got to get out here. I didn't bring a big enough basket. I need to get all these cucumbers taken care of. Yes, that's one.
That's like a perfect pickling pep.
Well, no, I don't think that's pickling, and it's long. But it needs to be picked.
Well, I'll grab it.
There's a lot that need to be picked again.
Hey, in fairness,
so yeah,
it's
that's the
rained
cucumbers.
for days.
Yes, it has.
It's hard to get out here.
Swiss chard. I need to get out here and get this picked. I've got tons of Swiss chard everywhere. My pak choy went to seed. So what I'm going to do is where the pak choy went to seed and all of this right here and Swiss chard, when I end up cutting all that down, I'll replant Swiss chard for the winter garden. And I'm going to fill this with cabbage for the winter garden.
Celery.
This was supposed to be celery and nothing came of that. Okay, and then in this bed we have, this is supposed to be pinto beans, I do believe. Lima beans. And I'm getting all these little flowers, but I never got any beans yet, so we'll see what happens with that.
Sorry,
and what was this over here?
That was supposed to be collards.
Collard greens. They're just not looking good. So that'll come out. Here I've got a lot of kale that we need to pick and use up. And again, once I've gotten rid of all of that, I'm going to replant all the kale and lettuces.
We got carrots, parsley.
A lot of them didn't come up. Back there was supposed to be, I believe, eggplant. And I can't remember what else. And none of that came up. So I've got lots of spots to still plant stuff for the winter garden. This is supposed to be our loofahs.
And it is definitely reaching for the sky.
It is. And loofahs grow beautifully. My issue is it grew so late and it took forever to start growing that I don't feel that we will get any loofahs this year because they have to dry for a really long time on the vine. And it'll all depend on what our winter does.
My big hope for the loofahs, the vines themselves in here, was that the wind comes out from storms, comes from the southwest. So they were going to be a wind block for the cucumbers to keep those from getting ripped off. And at least we'll get a little bit of that as we go.
Yeah, we got lots of cucumbers.
Some more cucumbers in there. Yeah.
Yeah, they're here.
I love me some good cucumbers.
Yes, we have been eating on cucumbers. We've been getting them and eating them and loving them. All right, and then
here's what I know.
Is what we need to fix still. A lot of work.
California Wonder, there's 6. YOLO Wonder, there's 6.
These are peppers. For anybody not knowing what he's saying, these are just peppers.
This 6 is a hot salsa blend, and I think 3 are that, and 3 are poblano pepper. They got mixed together at seed. And then I don't remember what these are, but they're actually growing pretty good right here.
Yeah, I think that they're my sweet peppers, like gonna change colors.
So there would be 6 of those. I think they're maybe keystones.
I don't remember the names.
Some of these are keystone. But I got to get these staked up like I did your jalapeno. There's oh look.
Later today he has to go get rabbit food and rabbit bedding, and he's gonna get some more of the stuff that we need to stake things up and get them ready.
You're gonna get a little pepper right there. It's coming.
So cute.
It's coming.
All right, and then down here you go a little further, we have lots of jalapenos.
Yes, there's all these are jalapeno.
And they are coming in. In fact, I need to come out and pick some of them. Let's see if I can find some for you guys. Because I know that they're coming in. This one, well, you can see some baby ones, but there are some that are definitely ready for picking there in the front. That one's got one ready. So they're in here. I just have to go through and find the ones that need picked.
That front one is dying out, but I think what we're having here, because you can see there's onion in this front row.
Yeah, and it's dying.
If you notice by this mound, I've lost, there's a tunnel through here to moles.
We have moles, yes.
And I think they've tunneled under and they've hit that.
We did have, pepper. Like he said, onions growing here, and it looks like I'm not going to get those. This is sweet potatoes right here. Well. This, I think, is just weeds, but he says he thinks it's something.
I planted marigolds here.
Honey, this is not marigolds.
And these grew where the marigolds were, so I want to see what.
However, we do have some kind of squash, pumpkin, or watermelon, because look at those leaves right there. That is definitely that, and it's vining out, and you can see where it's going to flower at the end. So we do have that. Now, my friends, This is our tomato bed here. Now it goes and goes and goes.
It's 138 or something like
yes.
that here.
And now we need to get in, and these have all been staked up. But now we need to get the cattle panels to stake up the rest. We do have some weed cloth that was put down. But these are in dire need of some help. Yeah. They are bursting of tomatoes.
Every one of these, so there's 4 rows with, I don't know, they're 16-foot rows, so about 8 in each row. They're all Roma. So the first 4 rows are Roma, and then we get into the variety as we go that way.
Right.
And yeah, I can
like my
see
cherry tomatoes, they're going to be ready, but this is turning into a little jungle going on, so we just got to get out.
It's going to be a challenge.
We plan on doing that later today.
Staked up.
Yes.
But very proud of these. These are actually buried at least a foot, if not more, in the ground. And they have really done well.
Oh yeah, we definitely did good on tomatoes. So this year my plan was to have tomatoes to can sauce and tomatoes to can salsa. So like spaghetti sauce and salsa was my goal. Hence the onions that didn't grow. All the cilantro that is not growing at the same time as the tomatoes, but it's all right, I can dry it and still use it. And along with the basil. And so that was the plan with all of this. The other main thing I wanted to grow was green beans this year, so we'll take you over where I did plant a lot of that, but I'm not getting the yield that I wanted this year. So hopefully we can replant and do a winter set of green beans, I hope. Again, it'll all just depend on what our weather does out here. But yeah, we'll go show you that here in a minute. And that was our main goal. So I don't feel like our gardens were a total bust, but definitely not the way they were last year. All right, and then what do you got going over here, hun?
Peanuts. Peanuts and more peanuts. I put 1,500 peanuts in the ground.
Yes.
And I think pretty much almost every one of them germinated.
And people will say, what are you doing with those peanuts? Well, we just replant them every year. I use some for peanut brittle, and then we're just replanting. Eventually, I would love to have a huge thing of this in our back 7 acres so that we could make our own peanut butter and that type of stuff. But the amount of peanut butter my family eats, we would need literally acres of peanuts. So
in the meanwhile, it'll make for some of the best peanut brittle we could have.
Yes, it is. Very good. And you see some grass and stuff is coming here. You saw the other video, he was trying to get some of this weeding done. This is definitely where things have overgrown some.
If there's one thing I've learned is to grow grass in the backyard. I just need to plant some like stuff that I want to grow to eat, because the grass is
loves it. Yeah.
I can't get it to grow anywhere else, but here.
Yeah. So as you guys can see, all of our fruit trees here. We did add 3 cherry trees in this year. Over here, our persimmon tree is doing wonderful this year. Got that the first year we moved in. Our apple trees, peach trees, pear trees, they're all doing great. And you know, it just takes years to get anything from them. The plums we have given up on. They are completely dead, so that will be replaced with either I'm going to do nectarine or I'm going to do more apple.
Right now they're just more of a stake in the ground to remind me where we're going to put the tree.
Yes. And then we're walking over, this is the other part of our garden, is back here. And this is like our berry area, which has gotten very overgrown, and also we need to get out and pick.
What was that you said? It's berry overgrown?
It's berry overgrown. So here is green beans, a whole row of green beans. Again, I'm getting some, but it's not going to yield the amount that I wanted. So I will plant another section of green beans and hopefully get some from here. This is empty. However, here is our blackberries. Now next year, I hope to spend the money that I spend on the gardens finishing off the blackberry rows. But for this year,
oh good Lord, it's just booming on this
yes,
side.
we got lots of berries we need to get out and pick. Usually Theo picks them and eats them as quick as they grow. But it's been so hot, and then we had a lot of rain.
And it's been fair week.
And it's fair week, so they've been living at the fair. But yes, some beautiful blackberries.
They haven't been here fairly often.
They've not been here much. Okay, the strawberry patch needs some TLC. It is so overgrown. But we do have strawberries.
Honestly, and
I'm still ready. We just weeded a few.
We did weed this.
We did. Some of the big ones need to be dug out, but all this stuff, we just weeded it not even a week ago. But yeah, it needs some TLC, but we got a ton of strawberries this year. Right now is the everbearing are still bearing some fruit, but we don't have a ton. But here we had bowls of berries.
The end of last season, you could see the definition in the rows of where the strawberry plants are, and now
you can't.
So much in runners, they are so thick you can't even see where the rows are.
Hopefully that'll thicken up over here too. Back here, if you guys can see that, that's our blueberry bushes. We did actually get blueberries this year. Not a ton, but we did get some. And this needs kind of weed whacked, I guess, in between. But here's all of our blueberry bushes. And they're still babies. These are huckleberries. And there's 2 of those there.
Now, I'm a little disappointed because these are struggling.
They are, but they just got planted this year. And I will say, our other berries that we've had now for 3 years and these other bushes over here, they did a lot of struggling too.
So, I don't know if it might be soil amendments. It might not be acidic enough. I don't know.
We are going to do a soil testing and see what we need. Here is our grapes. They're struggling this year. We lost the ones down there at the bottom. So these are, I think, they're all Concord grapes, but these are different brand than these. Now these actually died all the way back after the big frost, but then they grew back beautiful. But last year these actually did have grapes on them. This year nothing, because I think because they died all the way back. So hopefully in the next couple of years we'll have some grapes out of this. All right, so that pretty much, you guys, is our tour of what our gardens look like. We didn't get to the ones in the back 7. The guy had our tractor for 6 months, and when we finally got it back, it was just too late to get the grounds ready for corn and the melons that we wanted to plant. So corn and melons didn't happen. Next year will. And everything gets better every year. It just gets better and better. Growing food is definitely way harder than raising animals. There's so much more to it, and we just continue to learn. And so, yeah, that's our gardens.
Yep, now we get to run and go get that boy of ours a haircut.
Yes, and then we're gonna be staking up tomatoes.
Yes.
So, all right, we will see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed the tour of our garden. Bye, everybody.